Alright. Oh yeah, we about to get that fight scene with Hashirama and Madara as well.
一国一里というシステムはまだなく、忍びの組織は一族単位の武装集団でしかなかった。
Oh, you said that.
戦乱の世で物を言うのは力。内派一族、ズムカダチャクラとシャリンガンを有した戦闘一族として各国に知れ渡っていった。そして内派と双璧をなす最強と呼ばれた森の千住一族、その長で忍び世界の頂点と言われた千住柱間。内派と千住、二つの一族は幾度となく戦った。しかし
This would later on become a boss battle in Storm 4. And I'm glad they did make it a boss fight. And that's when Uchiha and the Senju made peace, or so we thought. They made peace, man, but that didn't mean that all the Uchiha could go along with it. Madara's homeboys left him. Madara was supposed to become one of the Hokage too, funny enough. But I guess not many of those in the Hidden Leaf were satisfied with that, especially since the Uchiha were enemies to the Senju. Here we go. That beat starting off. What Madara did to his brother? Oh yeah, he took his eyes. Poor Izuna. He was literally like, he had the same strength as Madara. They were like tied with each other in terms of strength. And they were like the first Uchiha who awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan for the very first time. But mind y'all, Madara didn't take the eyes by force. Izuna gave Madara his eyes before he died. And that's what gave him the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. lost control of the Nine Tails.
新天道地の死闘は終末へと行き着き、そしてマダラは
Madara also put the tailed beast in Susanoo as well.
柱間に敗れた。うちはマダラは敗れた。
He survived.
戦いは終わっては
He was defeated, but he still survived, though.
これは新たなる戦いへの火蓋に
Mind you, he did take an ass whooping, but he did survive. He'd say what's going on, man.
うちはマダラが望みのために
Homeboy came back to life, and I mean, he did technically survive.
最強の忍びはここに集った。
But Homeboy grew old and shit, and then later on used Obito for his plans and shit.
暁の目的、それは膨大なチャクラを有する
I don't think it was wrong. So I think it was. I mean, technically, it wasn't wrong at all because Izuna offered up his eyes to Madara before he died.
それぞれの猛者は狩りへと走り、そして当然のように戦果を上げていった。暁の一人、起爆粘土を操るデイタラも一尾四角の人
And from what I remember, the only reason Madara survived is because Homeboy used a shadow clone. And I think he used Izanagi or something. He used Izanagi to fake his death or something. I remember how that ability has like the power to like rewrite reality, and I think. So he was able to twist his own death and shit and change it. I think that's what Izanami did. Izanagi, sorry. Izanagi, not Izanami. So I think during that fight, Hashirama was probably fighting a shadow clone. I'm not really sure. But I think he switched that around or something. That still doesn't explain how Madara became old. Madara grew old near the end after that. I think after he faked his death and shit. And then he met Obito later on. So I was gonna bring Deidara on Aizen when I fought him, because the thing is that I didn't want to do this to his ass. Because Deidara was meant as a big ass spammer in Storm 2. Still, they never explained how Hashirama and the second Hokage's how Hashirama and Tobirama died though. That's one thing I never knew. You know, Kishimoto still has not explained the fact of how they died. Like, I know that it was in war, but they never explained how they died in war. Yeah, the bird spam and shit. People used to spam this shit all the time, man. I didn't want to do it to Aizen. I'm gonna take you someplace fun. Kazekage. We're going straight. From what I remember, they cover like the whole chapter with the Akatsuki. From their first breath to their last breath. So that's Deidara, then next is Sasori. Next is Sasori, and I think next would be Itachi?
しかしこの一件は砂の同盟国である
No, next would be first it would go like Deidara, sorcery. Next would probably be Kakuzu and Hidan. Well, Hidan first and then Kakuzu. Then after that, it would be Itachi. Kisame would be last technically. Kisame was like, it's too bad nobody mentions Konan because Konan also was a Akatsuki too, and she pretty much she got fucked over, but that fight was at least covered in Storm 3. Can't be helped, bro. This together with Revolution were just spin-off Storm games, honestly. Sadly, I think Generations was just a placeholder until like Generations was like a placeholder until Storm 3. And then Revolution being the same thing. Revolution literally being the same thing until Storm 4, that is. Sadly. I'm gonna include this in my new Storm Legacy playlist though, since I'm starting the games over again. But since they don't want to do it, I'm gonna do it. This is supposed to be the boss soundtrack for Storm 2. Creation of the Akatsuki. I would say this one pretty much covers up the sequel after Creation of the Akatsuki. You know what I remember though? They used to have a meme out of that too. The Akatsuki is all assembled. All assembled. And they popped out a meme and shit, like what you call it, a funny video. They put Itachi as crows. They put Itachi as the crows and shit, cause you know, that's Itachi. And what else did they do? I think they put Konan as birds or something, I think. And then what was the other one? They put, which one did they put as the skeleton? I think as the skeleton it was supposed to be Sorcery. It was either Sorcery or Hidan. I think Hidan was the skeleton. You know the dancing skeleton meme? They put Hidan as the skeleton. It was like Hidan, and then you had the skeleton dancing and shit. That little GIF image of the skeleton dancing back and forth with shoes on. And I think they just put like a random puppet for Sorcery. They put like a bunch of crows for Itachi because clearly that's Itachi. If you literally look up Akatsuki assembled, that's what you're gonna see. Wait, now I remember what they had Sorcery as. Hold on. They put Itachi as a What was it? They put Itachi as a crow wearing a leather jacket, walking around with a cane. Yeah, Kisame has a toy shark, obviously. Sasuke has the skeleton. And they put Deidara as a they put Deidara with an exploding meme. Because Deidara kamikaze himself to death, from what I remember. And what they did with Kakuzu, you could guess what they did with Kakuzu. Because Kakuzu loves to make money, right? He loves to make money, so they literally just popped out a random gif of a dude just like swiping his money across the floor. Because that's Kakuzu. Better yet, dirty. But Kakuzu was straight up on point, because that's literally Kakuzu flexing his money. He want to make money, and a lot of people, most show-offs can relate to Kakuzu. How was that? Wasn't that the best pain ever? This is Hidan's death place, funny shit enough. True. Literally the whole fight, when you think about it, Naruto ain't land a single hit on Kakuzu. Like, not like a single attack or anything like that. He only focused on landing the Wind Star Ascend Shuriken right on Kakuzu. Naruto did not throw any hands except for a jutsu. Shit, I wonder if what you call it, where all of Kakuzu's money goes. he always had like the fucking briefcase full of money and shit, but where did the rest of his money go? I think he went to a morgue. Like when he takes down certain people, he just takes their bodies to the morgue and stuff, and I think he just collects his cash right there. I think Kakuzu was always walking around with a briefcase full of money. Now it's Itachi's turn. Then after Itachi, I think it'll be Obito versus Naruto, I think. Oh wait, no wait. Kisame versus B, and then I think Obito versus Naruto. It's funny because Sasuke was only in the Akatsuki for a short time. That's why they don't consider him part of the team. He wasn't there since the beginning. He only wore the outfit for at least a while and then dipped. No, Kakuzu was holding the briefcase in his intro. Yo, facts though. Kakuzu makes the bread. All the Akatsuki were defeated by many characters. And of course, Itachi, you never really expect to be, you know, killed off just like that. But of course, Sasuke took care of Itachi. So that's like literally, you could say that Sasuke literally did the Hidden Leaf a favor. Even though this was for revenge and shit mainly. But taking out the Akatsuki, Sasuke also at least, like, did a special helping hand in it. And Deidara, you can't really say that Deidara was like beaten by anyone from the Leaf. Because at that point, Deidara just kamikazed himself to death. So that part was on Deidara's. Deidara literally survived from after the Kazekage arc. While Sasori pretty much just died. And we can't forget the fact Naruto was pummeling the fuck out of Deidara. But the only thing for sure is that Team Guy caught up to Deidara and Deidara still escaped. And it was like, oh wait, don't worry, Sasuke will take care of his ass. Or more like, Deidara will take care of his own ass. So if we're going to talk about the Akatsuki's defeats, Sasori was the first of the Akatsuki to be defeated. And the next Akatsuki member to be defeated would technically be Hidan. Hidan and Kakuzu were next afterwards. Hidan and Kakuzu were pretty much next afterwards anyway. And then after that... the next person would technically be Itachi. No, sorry, yeah, Deidara, then Itachi. So Sasori was beaten first, Hidan and Kakuzu were beaten next. Then Deidara was defeated next. Well, Deidara pretty much exploded himself. So no, he kamikazed himself. So he kind of defeated his own self. And then after that, it would be Itachi. Then after Itachi, Conan, I would assume? Nah, no, not yet. Conan was like defeated after Naruto beat Pain. So after Itachi, I would probably have to say Pain was beaten. Yeah, Pain was beaten next. Pain was beaten. Well, Nagato was defeated, technically. But Nagato didn't technically... He wasn't killed. He used the ghetto art of Rinne Rebirth. And used up his last amount of chakra and gave his life. To bring back everybody in the village who had died at the hands of Pain. And then pretty much after that, the next Akatsuki member to die would be Conan. Conan was the next one to die after that. Because Tobi, or Obito, went straight to the Hidden Rain to take back the Rinnegan. And he pretty much killed Conan from behind, so... Conan could have lived a good life, honestly. She was such a good written character, too. She needed more screen time as well, and she could have probably been useful in the war as well. A shame they got rid of her too much. No, that is not the Todokage on the bottom left, if anyone asks. It is not. That's just a random ninja. Alright, so the next one after Conan would be Kisame. Kisame was the last Akatsuki member to die, honestly. Not technically the last one, he was the semi-final one. Except that Kisame pretty much gave up his life. And I think he like kamikazed himself in order to like avoid leaking information on the rest of the Akatsuki. Well, not rest of the Akatsuki since they're all gone. Mainly, I think Obito. Even though the Samehada or Kisame was basically hiding in his own sword next to B. And then the last Akatsuki member to be defeated fully was Obito. Obito was pretty much the last member. Actually, hold on. We're forgetting Zetsu as well. Zetsu later on, I would say he was the last one to die. Obito was like the semi-final to die, is what I mean. Because Zetsu was pretty much in it with Kaguya. And when you think about it, it goes through a cycle. It goes through a cycle of those who were being used. Madara obviously used Obito, and Obito didn't even know until later on, of course. And then Obito was being used by Madara. Madara was being used by Zetsu. So one was being used by another, and the other was being used by the other. And the cycle just repeated after that. The cycle just repeated for them. Even Madara was fucked over. Now Pain versus Naruto. Oh, that's right. They also put the final battle soundtrack in this too. Soundtrack we were supposed to get in Legacy, but didn't. Although this was back then when Generations was first out, so I mean, back when they had the rights for certain soundtracks.
抱くナルトに対しペインのうちに焦っ思考の同日リンネガンがただ目の前の標的に狙いを定めかくして神と仙人との戦いは始まるのだった。
むちゃくちゃにしやがったお前は
許さね
許せね
いくら吠えたところで状況は変わらない。強大な力を前に弱者はただ逃げ惑う。お前はここで終わる。
え。うんうんうんうんうんうんうん
戦闘開始。
うんうんうんうんうんうんうんうん。As much as I hated Storm Connections, what you call it? It was good to see them bring back some boss fights, you know, without us having to struggle subbing and shit. Oh, those are those little memory battles, I think, right? I'm trying to land an ult on his ass. Good. Get your ass over here.
激闘を制したのはペイン。神の力は怒りの方向さえも散らし、キュービ捕獲はもはや時間の問題となった。しかし渦巻きナルトの抱く平和への意志はペイン、あのナナトの心さえも動かし、そしてこの葉隠れを救い、彼は散っていった。暁の描く計画は少しの変更を余儀なくされるも、人中力捕獲の行動は続く。次なる狙いは8尾の人中
Kisame's next.
キラー B。 対して
A shame because they never explained Kisame's death in Generations. Storm 3 would cover that up, of course. Storm 3 would cover it later on.
あなたが8尾キラー B ですか。
I'm gonna make you weep, you sharky creep.
さて、あなたはどれほど私を楽しませてくれますかね。
He's got some buffs.
戦闘開始。
I noticed that even... Oh, wait, never mind. The pause screen is fine. Usually shows white all the way, but eh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Kisame Shark Mode. Let me get that right now. Kisame do nothing but roast the fuck out of B. I remember you.
なかなか凛でしたよ。タコのチャクラは。
I should play Impact over again sometime.
キラー B との激突はサメ肌との連携を見せた貴様の勝利で終わるの。いよいよ捕獲寸前の際に雷影の介入によりことはなされずに終わった。しかし
And then Kisame would pretty much hide inside his sword while B, not noticing it, takes the sword.
ことの首謀者深淵の黒幕内葉マダラに焦りは見えない。すべて想定の範囲にあり、すべては計画通りに進む。内葉マダラの計画にブレはなかった。
And that's it.
ここまで来るのに随分と犠牲を払ったようだね。
Did it? Yep. Saucer. Hidam. They're going by order when they died. Kakuzu. Kisame, Itachi, Konan. And then Pain. And Nagato.
すべては計画のためだ。だが、あいつらの犠牲によって7体の美獣の力を手に。
Meanwhile, Sasuke's eyes getting transplitted. Itachi's eyes getting transplitted into Sasuke's, that is.
お前にも働いてもらう。
僕は君の犠牲になるつもりはないけどね。
That's it.
これより第4次任界大
To be continued in Storm 3. And then we'll wait a little bit longer until Storm 3 would drop. Then a year later, Storm 3 would drop. This is the part of the soundtrack I wanted to hear in the credits. Damn, the ending credits I still love, bro. Oh my god. Storm 3 it is.